All right. And guys, as I go through this, the goal of this is by the end of this call, you're going to have your campaign set up, all right? We have 25 people on here. I want to make sure that everyone's getting all of their questions answered. So I'm going to go, and as you guys have questions, send them in the chat. I'll stop and make sure that they're addressed, but we're going to be really productive and keep on moving forward during this call. Cool. Let's do this. All right. So goal of this call, 3 things. Answer the question, what is Privy? For a lot of you guys, Privy is brand new, and there's a ton of stuff that we can do. So I want to make sure that you understand what Privy does. The second goal is at the end of this 30-minute call, you're going to have created and launched your first Privy campaign. If you've already set one up in the past, awesome. This is just going to be a refresher. And the very last one is at the end, we're going to do some Q&A. If you have any questions on what Privy can do from the email standpoint, abandoning cards, cross-sell, order follow-up, like there's a ton of stuff we can do, and it can be overwhelming, and I'm the first to admit that, which is why we have these trainings to go and really help you guys out. All right, so let's go into question number 1. What is Privy? Privy is the #1 sales app on Shopify, right? And we don't just call ourselves the #1 sales app on Shopify. It's merchants like yourself that voted us as the #1 rated app on Shopify. We have over 24,000 reviews and over 18,000 5-star reviews on the Shopify platform. And we do that, and we have that many because we work with so many merchants from across the globe, right? We've worked with over 500,000 small brands, and the numbers you see here, right? Over 180 countries. So it's not just English-speaking countries. And this number is actually a little bit outdated. We've actually helped merchants sell over $5 billion in sales with Privy. So this might be a little overwhelming. If you're just getting started and looking to make your first dollar on the internet, we specifically go and work with merchants like that on Privy to go and help them get their first sale all the way up to their millionth. Okay. And so the big thing that I want to focus on here is that when talking with all of these merchants, the hardest part about running an e-commerce store, let me go full screen here. The hardest part about running an e-commerce store for these merchants, traffic. After all the merchants that we've talked to, traffic is consistently the hardest part because they know that they have a good product, right? They've spent a lot of time building that product. Now what they need to go and do is tell people about those products. And so when it comes to traffic, they tend to go and turn towards sources like these, right? You've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google, YouTube, and you have to go and actually pay these guys to go and get traffic to your store to get sales. Or even worse, you have to go and pay these guys, and they're influencers, right? Influencers are not cheap these days. Trust me, I've been reaching out to a few of my own, and they charge hundreds of dollars just to go and share your product with their own audience, all right? So the #1 issue that small brands are facing today is how can you go and reliably get traffic to your store? But it's not just about traffic, right? Here's a number that is absolutely jarring for me, and I would love to know what other people think about this. The average website conversion rate is 2%, okay? And that's the average. Actually, that's actually a pretty high one. The average is more like 1.5%, right? So if you think about that for a second, think about brick and mortar retail. When is the last time you've walked into a store and walked out without purchasing anything? Usually it's pretty rare, right? If I'm going to Home Depot, if I'm going to Target, or if I'm going to go and buy something, I'm going in with a mission. But usually 1 out of 100 or 2 out of 100 people that come on your store are actually going to buy, which means that 98 or 99 people are going to go on, see your stuff, and leave, right? So you have to go and find a way to go and combat that. So how can Privy help? We want to go and help address 2 things. 1, we want to get you reliable traffic that you don't have to pay influencers, Zuckerberg, or people from Google to go and get onto your site. And we want to get more customers to buy from you the first time that they're on your store, okay? So how are we going to do that? And what's our focus for today? We want to go and focus specifically on the welcome discount pop-up. You guys know that's why you signed up for this class. That's why we want to go and show you guys how to do this, because we want you guys to be able to go and capture emails on your site and go and be able to sell to them even after they left your site. And from what we've seen from capturing over 500 million signups is that this middle one here, the one we're going to set up today, the coupon, is the best in regards for a combination of conversion in terms of capturing their email and conversion for sale. You have the sign up, which is like, hey, sign up for my newsletter, but you don't actually give them a discount. That's about a 1% conversion rate. And the enter to win are those wheels that you tend to see on the side of a website. They're great at capturing emails, but oftentimes they're from pretty low intent buyers. So the coupon code is really a great way to start and be able to go and capture more emails and sell more on your site. And if you guys are selling on Shopify, which I would imagine a lot of you are, this is a quote that I love from the CEO who says that email lists and websites are the 2 only things that you can own on the internet. Everything else is just rented. So when you go and pay for ads on Facebook, or you go and rent out an Instagram post from an influencer, right? That's something that you don't own, and that once you spend the money, it happens and it's done. But email lists, once you go and build up a base of customers, or you own your website, now you're able to go and tweak what the website looks like. You're able to go and modify that email list and send out emails as frequently as you like. And the best part is that you don't have to go and pay to send the emails to talk to your customers, okay? And from all of the data that we've seen here at Privy, the average value per email, and keep in mind, this is just the average. So if you're selling expensive products, it's probably even more, is $15.98, right? Almost $16 for the average value of an email, which means that if you capture 1,000 emails, you can roughly see almost 16,000 in revenue over the lifetime of that email base. And we know this works, right? Because we've worked with all of these different customers to go and build their pop-ups and be able to go and help them capture more emails, build their list, and sell more on their site. So we're about to go and jump into it. I hope everyone has their dashboards up. 3 tips before we do. 1, we're going to go and keep it simple. Every time that you add an additional form field, like what's your phone number, what's your email, what's your first name, your birthday, your last name, every time you add an additional field, we have found that it drops the conversion rate by almost 5%. The other thing is you really want to go and nail your headline. Find something that's going to capture someone's attention and really go and get them to go and pay attention to your form. And the very last bit is the offer is everything. And what I mean by this is that if I say, hey, I will pay you $100 to go and get your email address, chances are you're probably going to give it to me. And I'm not saying that everyone should be paying $100 to get an email address. Far from it, actually. But I do think that that shows the power of offers, and that you should really strongly consider what offer it is that you're making to these customers in order to go and capture their email address. All right, cool. So let's get started. Let's go and jump into the live demo. Let me go and change the screen that I'm sharing. There we go. This is the classic 2020. I'm sure you guys all understand, like the quote of the year is, can you see my screen? Send me a thumbs up or a yes in the channel if you guys are able to go and actually see my screen. I want to make sure. This is a test account we have set up here in Privy. Yes, cool. Thank you guys so much. All right, awesome. People can see it, sick. All right, so everyone's got their dashboard open. So the very first thing that we do, we're not even gonna touch new campaign yet. The very first thing that we're gonna do is go into coupons, because in order to create a discount, you have to create a discount. So we're gonna press new coupon on the top right, and someone send in the chat as we go through this, if they want me to slow down or if they have a question about anything. The goal of this is to set everything up, right? I'm not gonna leave anyone behind on this. Okay, once everyone has this open, now you're gonna go and create a title. Call it whatever you want, call it discount coupon or whatever, right? This part doesn't matter as much. The customers don't see this, it's all internal. It just helps you sort it out and know exactly what it is later. Maybe also add in what percentage you want for a discount. It totally varies, right? If you have a super expensive product and you have a really big margin, maybe go and give a bigger discount. If you have a smaller margin, maybe stick around like 5 or 10%. I'm gonna call this a 15% off coupon. 15% off coupon, I like that. Okay, cool. Pick your source. If you're on Shopify, just keep it there. And then for the type, select unique coupon. I personally prefer unique coupons because what it does is that it doesn't allow it to go and be shared all across the internet and have it be on other sites. It actually goes and is a one-time use coupon for that customer only. And rather than it being like, you know, discount 15 as the coupon code, it'll be like DXYQ15, right? Like it'll be a totally unique serial code for them. Cool. All right, now that once we're down here, pick discount type. I'm gonna do a percentage and the discount value will be 15%. So that way it scales accordingly with your brand. You can pick specifically if you only want this to work on certain products. For the sake of this demo, I'm gonna go and keep it on all products. All right, and then the very last thing I would say is that you can also create an expiration date for your coupon. So if you wanna drive urgency, or if you're looking to go and set something up specifically on Black Friday, you can say, hey, this coupon will expire after 2 days, right? Oh, not 72 days, we're gonna do it after 2 days. So that way you can say, hey, here's your coupon, but it expires in 48 hours, so use it or lose it, so you can see a higher rate of use. For the sake of this conversation again, I'm just gonna have it be an always on coupon, okay? Once you're good there, make sure to save the coupon and you're good to go, and we'll jump on over into the actual welcome discount. Someone send in the chat if that was confusing or if I can clarify anything before we jump into this bit. Seems like everyone is good. Ooh, we're over 30 members now. All right, what's up, everyone? Sorry if you're joining a little late, but hopefully you got it in the right time to see us create the coupon. Yes, cool. Good speed. I love it. Good. I will keep up with the pace. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're on the convert tab up here. Click on new campaign, and just as I was saying earlier, we're gonna do welcome discount. Click this up top. Question about, is it better to do an expiration coupon? You totally can. It's just preference, in my opinion. The one thing I would say is if you do use an expiration coupon, make sure to communicate it early on to say that this coupon is going to expire, because the only downside would be like if they're not ready to buy yet, but they still want to buy from you like in a week later, then it might discourage them from buying because they're like, well, this coupon's going to expire. So I would go and recommend just creating it as an all the time one, and then use expiring coupons more in your emails that you're sending out. So that way you can email them being like, hey, we're running a flash sale. Here's a coupon code only for the next 24 hours, something like that. Okay, for coupon here, click on 15% off coupon. And then from there, we're gonna keep the trigger. I'm gonna keep it after 3 seconds. But this is one thing that you guys can go and test. We have an A/B test functionality in the product. So if you want to go and see, hey, do I capture more emails and it shows up at 3 seconds versus 5 versus 10, you can test that out later. And then all of the rest of this stuff is pretty preset and good to go. So I'm going to go into the design here. Great. All right, I'm in the design. Cool. Everyone sees this? Should be good here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go and give you guys text that I have personally used on my own websites before, and I know that it's worked, and I know that I capture roughly about 5% of traffic and capture their emails this way. If you have a really fun brand, if you have a big personality with your brand and you want to go and use it in another way, just feel free to go and tweak it according to that. But I'm going to go and give you guys a script here to keep it simple and make sure that we can get this up right away. All right, click on this bottom text, right? The one that says get 10% off, double click there, all right? And then what I'm going to do is just delete up to here, and I'm going to write join the community. And I'm going to resize this because this is huge. So here we go. I'm going to make this 48. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm also going to change the color. You can change the font color or the font type, the color, what size you want it to be, all of that kind of stuff, right? So here's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to say join the community. You can also stretch it out a little bit if you want it to be all on one line, like I am. Okay. So once you're there, I have it saying join the community. You can make it say join the family. If you're selling dog collars, make it say join the pack. You can get creative with it. It's totally up to your own discretion. Now what I'm going to do is this part. So that's the headline, right? You want to nail the headline, make it something that's super eye-catching. You can say join the community. You can make it say like one-time offer only, but for the sake of this, let's keep it simple. And we have some templates too as well that you guys can go and steal from after this. So if you're not happy with this message, you can change it later on. All right. The other thing that I'm then going to say is here, I would copy exactly this. Sign up to receive 15% off your first order. And then I'm also going to say, and never miss out on new products, promotions, and restocks. Right? If you guys host events is another good one to put in there. I like doing that a lot. If you host like webinars like this, if you host anything else, feel free to go and tweak that up according to what your brand is. But I find that this one is like a good like generic one to go and script in. And it applies to a lot of different brands. All right, cool. So I'm also going to go and make this bold so it's a little bit more eye-catching. I might bump up the font a little bit. Maybe go like 15 or 18. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Cool. So join the community. Also, another good idea, if you want, you can go and try to add emojis. I don't know exactly how to do it on every laptop. I know that if you have a Mac, you can press Control, Command, and Spacebar at the same time. And you can add in emojis or you can copy them from the internet. Cool. All right, so once that's there, I'm going to go and change up these colors a little bit. You can simply go and edit everything just by clicking it on the form. So in the email field here, I'm going to click that placeholder font. I'm going to want this to be, let's say my brand is red. Okay, so make email red. I'm going to make the reveal the code part red. Really play around with it. Make sure it looks like your brand, right? The worst is always when you have a pop-up that looks nothing like your brand and someone's like, well, this clearly is not part of what I'm on right now for the website. All right, cool. So we got something like this. Join the community, sign up to receive 15% off your first order, and never miss out on new products, promotions, and restocks. So feel free to go and edit that later on, but this is some copy that I've used in the past, and it definitely works. Cool. All right, and we have all of this kind of stuff too. The other thing, if you want to add, I'm not going to do it today, but you can also add a photo if you want to go and add in a certain product or like a picture of your team or things like that. That's always accessible too. Great. And before I go back, make sure to press save. And once you press save, you're going to be good to go there. All right, cool. So that has been saved. Great. Now we're going to go back to create. It's going to pop you out to this follow-up part, but go back to the create part here. By the way, so someone just say good to go in the chat. Assume we're good to go. If you have any questions, let me know too. I want to make sure that I'm not going too fast here. Anyone? Good to go? Cool. All right. Sounds like we're good then. I'm going to keep on going ahead. If you have questions, you know where to find me. All right. So we've got the actual design of the pop-up made. That's awesome. Now what we want to go and have designed is the thank you page. So you're going to see the after sign up action. Right now we have that as show the thank you page. You can also have it redirect to another URL. Make sure it has show the thank you page. We're going to save that. And now we go into the thank you page design down here. Right now, it's fairly simple. Thanks, you're all signed up. Here's the coupon code, right? So what I'm going to go and change it to is here is your coupon code below. Oh, looks like we have a question. Let's see. Question. Would you recommend picture or no picture? I would recommend picture, but I think that it's also a little bit more complex to set up. If you have good photography, definitely use that. Can you show how we got to this page? Absolutely, I can. Let me go back here real quick. I'm not going to discard changes. From the pop-up design, you just go to the thank you page design right here. So you can see it. If you're in the display, go to create on the top left here, and then go down here. All right, so like I said, I am going to go here, and I'm going to say, here is your coupon code below. Great. That's perfect there. I'm going to also make this a little bit more explicit, right? Rather than just thanks, but be something like, thanks for signing up. And I'm going to go, or actually, yeah, this will work. Let me go make this a little bit wider. There we go. I'm just dragging out the text fields there. They can say thanks for signing up. Don't you want to send the coupon to their email so you can confirm it's valid? Yes. So Jessica, that's another option, right? So let me get into that in just 1 second. So once you say thanks for signing up, here's your coupon code below. The last thing I would do is also make this coupon code just a little bit bigger. Because you already attached the coupon at the beginning of this, just leave this here. It'll auto-populate what their unique coupon code is, right? So I'm going to make this 18. So that way they definitely know what their coupon code is. And then you can also delete or save these things, the share the love part, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to keep them. So this looks good to go. Here's your coupon code. Thanks for signing up. Save that. Jessica, to answer your question, so here's how I would recommend doing that. If you wanted to just have the email purely sent over email, then what you could do is have the after sign up action do nothing, right? So it doesn't show this thank you page. It does not show the coupon code, right? You just click that down here at the bottom. The only issue with that is that it can be kind of confusing for the customer. And so what we recommend is giving them their coupon while they're on the site, but at the same time too, creating a follow-up email that sends their, the coupon code to their email, right? So the only downside of this is that if they gave you a fake email, you kind of still give them the coupon. But we found that the percentage of that happening is typically pretty low, like in the 1% area. So if you capture 100 emails, only one of them will usually be fake. Cool. All right, so everyone's design should be good. We've got all of the displays. The coupon code is attached at the bottom here. And we should be good to go there. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the targeting here. So right now we have it showing up 3 seconds, and whenever they show up on the site, so if they showed up yesterday, they're gonna get it today too. And the only limitation here is right now we have it only showing up on desktop and assuming that you don't have their email, right? So if they've signed up for anything else on your website, they're not gonna go and get this pop-up because you don't wanna just give out discount codes if you already have their email. The goal of this is to capture their email. So right now we have the devices only as desktop. If you want to go and set one up for mobile, all you have to do is after this session, just go and create another campaign for a flyout. So that way it looks better on mobile. You can put this on mobile as well. It's just sometimes it's a little bit bigger on a screen. So I would keep all of this the same, exactly how you have it as today. Great. Now this one I'm gonna go into briefly. What you wanna do is, this is exactly what Jessica's question was, where don't you also wanna go and send them the coupon over email, which is a great question because if they don't use that coupon on their site, you wanna make sure that you can send it over email. So that way they're gonna come back to your site and actually use it to finish their order. So if you click in here, it'll go and load it up. What I would highly recommend doing is putting your own logo here. Don't put Privy's on it. And then you can go and customize the body, right? So it's something along the lines of, thank you so much for signing up with, it'll automatically insert your business name. It'll automatically go and insert your business name. It'll say, we're thrilled to have you here. Here's your to use your discount, just copy the coupon code below and check out. Your coupon code is this. We'll also keep you in the loop on any special offers and updates. Thanks for shopping. So you guys can totally go and customize this message. If you want to go and insert an image, that's totally doable. And you can go and drag in different elements here, right? So if I want to bring in a button, boom, I can bring in a button there. Let me go and delete this for now. Or if you want to go and drag in a video, text, image, all of that kind of stuff, totally doable, right? So I'm going to go and save that. Also, we had a question about the mobile, right? So flyout, Peter, I will go and show you exactly what I mean by that after I go and publish this one. So for this, once you're good to go here, we've created it, we've targeted it, right? So it's gonna show it 3 seconds when they're on their desktop. And for the follow-up, they're gonna go and automatically go and have an email where they're gonna go and receive that coupon afterwards. And all you have to do is press publish here. I don't have it published because I'm not actually gonna set it up, but press publish, and then click publish on the top right here. Once you're good to go there, just send a good quick chat, just so I know if anyone has any remaining questions on the actual creation process, let me know. And while I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna go and show Peter really quick what I'm talking about with the flyout. So if a lot of your traffic is mobile, which is very normal these days, all you have to do is press new campaign and press mobile sign up discount. And it is the same exact process, right? So I'm gonna go and click coupon here. You go and pick the timing, right? I'm gonna show it after 5 seconds, press design. And it's the same exact thing that we were just showing. The only difference is now it's a smaller pop-up, and it'll pop up right from the bottom of someone's phone. So it's the same, Peter, it's the same exact thing we ran through, right? Now at this point, you know how to go and edit the text, you know how to go and create the headline, edit the colors, all of that kind of stuff. Once I save this, you'll see, check this out. Now I can go to targeting, and the device category is mobile, right? So it's the same exact thing we just did, just for mobile now instead of desktop. Will there be a replay of this tutorial for some of us? Yeah, absolutely, Yolanda. We'll send out this recording after the call. Sure thing. All right. Nathan, I'm wondering what pages you would display the coupon pop-up, and do you put different versions of this in the other areas of your sites, like the shopping cart? Yes. So Nathan, so there's a ton of other options. Actually, if you guys show up to the next webinar session, my colleague Dan is going to go and show you guys how to go and increase things like cross sells and all of that stuff. I would also highly recommend creating a cart saver. I didn't want to show you guys too much today because the real focus was on actually creating the first welcome pop-up, but you're definitely able to go and create things like advanced cart savers, which only show up when someone has a product in their cart and things like that. So for what it's worth, I'm going to go and send this recording out after the call too. But yes, I'm going to just read some of these questions. Here we go. Peter, best practices around timing and discounts. Discounts, like I said in the beginning of the call, if you offer someone $100 for their email, you're absolutely going to go and get their email. The question then becomes, can you afford $100? What I would highly recommend to start is 10 or 15%. And then we have these A/B tests up at the top screen here, you can see. And so if you want to go and test out the actual coupon percentage as to see what converts more, then you can run the numbers on that end. Can you not duplicate the campaign and set it to mobile? So you can duplicate the campaign. You can also just go into the campaign and also add in a mobile option. The only reason that I recommend a flyout is because sometimes I personally think that it looks better on mobile. But you can absolutely go and duplicate the campaign or just add that in as a targeting option. All right, let's see. Yep. What does sync signups on after signup email mean? So David, great question. So sync signups basically just make sure that all of the emails that you're capturing are going to Shopify. So let me actually, I probably should have touched on that a little bit more. Let me go into that right now if I can find the one I just set up. Let's see. Let's see. I think I called it. Let's see. We have as you can tell, this is our Privy test account, and we have a ton of examples. Let me just show you. I'll click into a random one. It doesn't matter as much. Let's do not that one. We'll click into this one. I actually think I made this for a blog post I recently wrote. So if you go into follow up here and you see sync signups, press this, and then you're able to go and collect either your Klaviyo, MailChimp, Shopify, Constant Contact, whatever it is, whatever you're using to store emails in, you can sync them all there. So that way every email that you capture is syncing over that way. All right, cool. Real quick, I'm going to recap, and then I'll take a few more questions at the end. So just as a recap, customers with more than one campaign, this is from running all of our Salesforce data, capture 7.5 times as many emails. So this is the question that a lot of you guys are asking. Like right now, this shows up on the homepage. Absolutely set one up on the product page. Set some up for the cart savers. Create some cross-sell campaigns. Like there's a lot more, and the training series that we have in store for you guys is going to teach you all how to go and set those up. If you're interested, the next training session we're going to be running is the cross-sell. So if you have a pretty big product catalog, like let's say you sell flowers or succulents, and you want to go and cross-sell some of the pots or the vases that you guys are selling, now it's really easy to go and do that to go increase your average order value. The last thing I had here, and I think this is actually from an older session, if you're not already, we highly recommend using the Privy Starter Plan. It's a great way to go and use both of our email functionality along with our convert options. And with that being said, I'm going to open it up to any questions. I saw some coming in the chat as I was just talking. So let me read some of these. Where can we find out how to add images to our welcome pop-ups? So Autumn, that's a great question. So there's two ways to do it. One, you can go and just simply add it in as the background from your pop-up if you go into the design. Or the other way to go and do it is if you're back in here and I go to convert. 1 second here. I think you guys should still be able to see my screen, right? Now what you can go and do here is build your own. I'm gonna call this Connor. That's my name. And then once you're in here, you click add a display, right? And again, guys, just as a reminder, this session is all recorded. So if I'm going a little too fast now, you can always jump back in later on. And with here, with the display, now you can go and choose from a ton of different options and do the exact same thing we just did, right? So if you click this one, for example, and I press choose selected, now when I'm in here, all you have to go and do is click this button, choose image, and you can swap out the image. So it's very simple. I'm going to take some other questions. Is there a way for the campaigns on the dashboard to be placed in folders or categories? Seems hard to find stuff you need. So Glenda, great question. So we're actually doing an overall design overhaul on the actual convert section. But I will say if you want to go and sort it, again, I think it probably seems a little bit more overwhelming because we have 314 from literally 5+ years of using it. But you can go and filter out based on active, or you can go and search. So for example, if I go to all here and then I search for Connor, or if I search for, let's see, welcome. Let's see. Just loading. I think it's because we have so many different campaigns. But you're able to go and search through them. You can also sort them based on recently updated, or you can go and sort them based on like what's active and what's not. What is the welcome series and how does it work? So here's how the welcome series works. So you can see the ones here that were just set up. The welcome series works this way. After you go and capture their email, then you can go and create a series of emails to go and send to them 72 hours afterwards, 1 week afterwards, 2 days afterwards, right? Whatever sequence you want. And that's a great way to go and familiarize them with your brand, with your other product lines, and get them to continue to buy. And the way that these work is that as they purchase, they're actually removed from the remaining ones, right? So if you gave them a coupon and they didn't buy on your site, then they'll continue to receive these emails until they purchase something. And we'll have a session on that too later on in a future training. Will there be a lesson on A/B test? No, not at the moment, but that's a great thing to hear that people want the session on that. We can definitely go and look into creating something down the line. Right now, I think that what a lot of people get confused on a little bit is that they always want to go and A/B test everything, even if they don't have a lot of traffic on their site. So if you have more than like 100 visitors or 200 or 500 visitors a day, then I would say that A/B tests are a little bit more relevant, but you want to have a lot of traffic in order to go and get there. Hopefully I answered that welcome series question, David. When the customer gets the email, does it say it's from Privy or does it say it's from our business email? That's a great question, Yolanda. You're able to go and customize that if you go into business settings up here. And then from there, you're able to go into send, I think it's either sender options or sender domains. So we got there from the top right, business settings. And then you can go and add your own domain name right here. So, right, so you say go sender options, add your own domain name. And then all you have to do is just verify the DNS records with wherever your name is hosted, right? So if it's GoDaddy or Namecheap, you can do that all there. How can you increase the percentage of people filling out my email pop-up? I'm at 3% of those who see the pop-up. So Nathan, are you giving a discount? Are you already giving like a discount and a coupon code for people who are seeing the coupon? I think that's a good way. The other way I would recommend doing it is trying to go and maybe something like, so you're giving a 10% discount, right? Cool. So it sounds like maybe try increasing that. Or what I would do is test out the copy, right? Test out the text or the images that are displayed in that pop-up. Because I think what you constantly want to do is iterate to see what's going to be the best offer. Because at the end of the day, you're able to capture someone's email if you have the right offer and you're able to go and grab their attention. The other thing I would highly recommend doing, and now that I'm realizing this, I completely forgot to show you guys while we were on the call. So for those of you guys who are still here, reopen up the campaign that you just created. Sorry for this. I'm realizing I totally should have set it up. Make sure that you have a tab design set up. Okay. So if I'm going to give you guys all just a second to open it up because Nathan, I think that this is going to actually go and help you a lot to increase that. Click on tab design. And right now a tab is something that if they dismiss this, it'll be sitting on your website up here saying sign up. What I would highly recommend doing is switching it from basic to floating and from top left to bottom left. Okay. Customize what you want the message here, right? So rather than saying sign up, say something like save 15% on your order. And you can even go and edit the images and customize it like that, right? So if I want to make this, let's see, what's a good image I can use? Ooh, a dog. Yes, this is, I don't know why we have this in our account, but this is great, right? So if you have a little dog or something like that to capture someone's attention, that would be a great strategy in order to go and make more people see it. So that way they're using it more and you're capturing more emails. Hopefully that's helpful, Nathan. And by the way, guys, any questions on that? I totally should have covered that while we were going over the campaigns. Am I able to upload my own email template? Can you talk more about the strategy for each type of coupon, whether upon landing or exit? So you can't upload your own template, but you can customize every single template, and you can even save templates after you've gone and created them. And can you talk about the strategy for each type of coupon, whether upon landing or exit? I would recommend if they're going to go and exit, try to go and say something more along the lines of like a dollar amount, right? So like say something like, before you go, do you want $10? Enter in your email here. Whereas when they land on your website, say something more on a percentage basis on like, hey, we're so glad that you're here. Feel free to go and save 10% on your order by giving us your email today. Rish, can you add exit intent survey on exit intent pop-up for why customers are not purchasing? Great question. So what you can do is you're able to go and include a button rather than a form fill. You can include a button and you can have that button linked to a form. You can use a Google form or something like that. Nathan, excellent. So I have a few other tabs for review. Would you recommend eliminating all tabs except for this one? No, I think that you should definitely go and keep more tabs. I think that honestly, like tabs are a great way to go and re-engage them if they haven't engaged with it. But I would recommend just setting up this one to go and test it out as well. Okay, cool. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a sec. All right. It looks like, oh, guys, we had 35 people join. That was awesome. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So, hey, like I said, there's more sessions coming up. So the next one that we're going to do is a cross sell to teach you guys how to go and sell more on your website. And then in, I believe it's 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be hosting another one talking about how to set up your abandoned cart emails, because that is probably the easiest and most automatic way to go make more money from people that are leaving your site. If you have any more questions, I'm going to stick around for another 4 or 5 minutes. But if not, thank you guys so much for joining the first training session. I really hope this is helpful. We really haven't done much like this in the past, so I really want to go and make sure it's a big success for you guys. Chris, we're gonna work on that, my man. Yolanda, thank you so much. Peter, really appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys are all awesome. See you next week. We have one more question, it looks like. Darcy, yes, there's absolutely going to be a recording of this sent out. Sorry that you had to join late, but definitely want to make sure you get the best information. Top 3 mistakes you see people make the most. Right here, Chris. Hold on, let me show you. It was exactly what we were talking about earlier. Let me share my screen again. Right here. Take a screenshot of this, put it on your fridge, put it on your mirror, put it on your bedside table. You want to keep it simple, and a lot of people underestimate the value of a good headline and a really good offer, right? By the way, offers aren't just discounts. They can be buy one, get one 50% off. You can go and really go and customize it. All right, I'm gonna stop that sharing. Make sure you screenshot that. Glenda, how does Privy compare to Klaviyo? Great question. So the way I typically answer this is that Klaviyo is really good for 8-figure brands. So if you're a $10 million a year business and you need a lot of email complexity and you want to send out a lot of email flow, absolutely use Klaviyo, right? I don't think that we're at that level where we have super in-depth email funnels and you can really go into the rabbit hole. But what I would highly recommend is that if you're looking for something where the pricing is more affordable, the setup is easier, and you're looking for things like order follow-up emails, abandoned cart emails, and newsletters, Privy is absolutely the solution. And in terms of forms and being able to go and capture more information, we capture significantly more information. We're able to go and better capture cookies. We're able to go and target better with our forms. You can target based on what someone has in their cart. You can target based on the existing order value, all of that kind of stuff. I hope that helped. Would I mind going over to the picture to the pop-up? Oh, yeah. So the picture in the pop-up. Let me show you that one more time. All right. So the picture in the pop-up. New campaign. Build your own. Name it. I'm gonna call it Connor 2. And then once you're in here, you go down to add a display on the bottom, right? So we already have a ton of templates, and all you have to do is swap out the photos from the ones we already have. And once you add that display, these are the ones I like stealing. You can also take these. These have images in them. You can take this one. This one has images on the background, all that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. And it'll also all be in the recording too, Elaine. So Elaine and Jess. So hopefully you guys can see it there. All right, cool guys. Any last minute questions? Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. Create your discount first, and then you can link the same discount to multiple campaigns. Absolutely, Glenda. Assuming you want to give the same discount. Cool. Cool, guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off then. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you next week.